Aromatherapy and Cancer Part 3. Also, a number of vegetal or fat oils have come into focus over the last years in terms of their anti-cancer properties. These vegetal oils play a major role in aromatherapy for wellness, massage, therapeutic massage, as well for oral absorption, single or together with essential oils. Since the pioneer discoveries of Dr. Johanna Bütwig on the effects of flaxseed oil with its omega fatty acids as cancer preventive and cancer curative agents, a number of these vegetal oils have stepped into the forefront of oncological research. In Germany, it was her, central government senior expert of fats and pharmaceutical drugs, who started already in the 1960s research on cancer and omega oils. She is considered still today one of the world's leading authorities on fats and oils. Her research has shown the tremendous effects that commercially processed fats and oils have in destroying cell membranes and lowering the voltage in the cells of the human body, which then results in chronic and terminal diseases. The cells of our body fire electrically, Dr. Bütwig kept saying. What we have forgotten is that we are body electric. Dr. Bütwig spoke of solar food, recognizing the connection between quantum mechanics, human biochemistry, and physiological well-being. She concluded that electron-rich food acts as a solar resonant field in the body to attract, store, and conduct the sun's photonic energy in our bodies. Dr. Bütwig stated, "Electrons are already a constituent of matter, even though they are also in continual movement. Electrons love photons, attracting each other due to their magnetic fields. There is nothing else on Earth with a higher concentration of photons of the sun's energy than man. The electrons in our food serve as the resonance system for the sun's energy and are truly the element of life. Man acts as an antenna for the sun. The interplay between the photons in the sunbeams and the electrons in the seed oils and our food governs all the vital functions of the body." Dr. Bütwig discovered that when unsaturated oils have been chemically treated, like in processed margarine for example, their unsaturated qualities are destroyed and the field of electrons removed. This commercial processing of fats destroys the field of electrons at the cell membrane, and we have about 60 to 75 trillion cells in our bodies. They must have to fire properly in order to function properly. Dr. Bütwig noted, quote, "The formation of tumors usually happens as follows. In those body areas which normally host many growth processes, such as in the skin and in the membranes, the glandular organs, for example the liver and pancreas, or the glands in the stomach and intestinal tract, is here that the growth process are brought to a standstill. Because the dipolarity is missing due to the lack of electron-rich, highly unsaturated fat, the cause of growth is then disturbed. The surface active fats are not present. The substance becomes inactive before the maturing and shedding process of the cells ever take place, which results in the formation of tumors." End of quote. Dr. Bütwig theorized that the photons of sunlight, so-called P electrons or sun electrons, are attracted and activated by sun-like electrons resonating in our own biological systems, especially in the double-bonded P electron clouds found in the fatty acids in our cell membranes. She designed a simple yet powerful therapy to increase cellular energy output by consuming omega-3 rich flaxseed oil combined with cottage cheese, a sulfurated protein that aids transport of double-bonded fatty acids in oil and supplies body's major antioxidant glutathione and daily sunlight exposure. Here's a testimonial. We were asked by a friend to send a tape to his son, whose wife was badly off with cancer. We have just learned that the daughter-in-law had cancer through her lymphatic system and her brain. She used 4 tablespoons of flax oil a day, and today the tests for cancer are normal. The doctors can't figure out what's happened, and she's not saying anything. However, her husband, mother, father, and sisters are all using flax oil for prevention. End of quote. Dr. Bütwig pointed out that cancer growth can be reversed by providing the simple foods, cottage cheese and flaxseed oil, which revises the stagnated growth processes. This naturally causes the tumor present to dissolve, and the whole range of symptoms which indicate a dead battery are cured. Dr. Bütwig did not believe in the use of growth-inhibiting treatments, such as chemotherapy or radiation. She was quoted as saying, "I flat declare that the usual hospital treatments today, in a case of tumorous growth, most certainly leads to worsening of the disease or a speedier death, and in healthy people quickly causes cancer." The fat's ability to associate with protein and thereby to achieve water solubility in the fluids of the living body, all this is destroyed when we use the wrong fats. As Dr. Bütwig puts it, quote, "The battery is dead because the electrons in these healthy fats and oils normally recharge it." End of quote. When the electrons are destroyed, the fats are no longer active and cannot flow into the capillaries and through the fine capillary network. This is when circulation problems arise. Or, as said the 1937 Hungarian medicine Nobel laureate Albert von Szent-Györgyi, quote, "All of life depends on a small trickle of electrons from the sun," referring to highly charged single electrons, which were involved in transmitting their energy to the human body. Without the proper metabolism of fats in our bodies, every vital function in every organ is affected. This includes the generation of new life and new cells. Our bodies produce over 500 million new cells daily. Dr. Bütwig pointed out that in growing new cells, there is a dipolarity between the nucleus and the cell membrane, with its high unsaturated fatty acids. During cell division, the cell and the new daughter cell must contain enough electron-rich fatty acids in the cell's surface area to divide off completely from the old cell. When this process is interrupted, the body begins to die. In essence, these commercially processed fats and oils are shutting down the electrical field of the cells, allowing chronic and terminal diseases to take hold of our bodies. They prevent the system from repairing the battery. Here a testimonial on flaxseed oil with cottage cheese. Mrs. Harriet had a malignant melanoma cut out of her thigh. About 1.5 years later, she had lymph node metastasis at her left temple, which was treated with radiation. 4 months after that, she had lymph node metastasis at her left neck, which were also brought under control with radiation. 2 months after that, she had several skin metastases over her body. That is when she came to Dr. Bütwig, evidently on her own. What follows are excerpts of a letter from the woman's doctor to Dr. Bütwig. Quote, "After your treatment, all lymph nodes and skin metastases were in remission. Also, all blood test indicators were normalized. I have never seen this happening with metastasized malignant melanoma. I would be extremely thankful if you would tell me which therapy you used." End of quote. Major research has been made in the meantime, specifically on the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in a number of other vegetal oils. Among these are hemp seed oil, for example, neem oil, black cumin oil, sea buckthorn oil, and several others. All these have attracted special attention. Here a testimonial on hemp oil. Quote, "I'm so grateful, Dr. Rick Simpson, for providing me with hemp oil here in the United States of America. I was diagnosed with cancer of the lungs 8 months ago, and ever since I have done a lot of chemo and radiation that have not helped issues, but only damaged my immune system and frustrated me. The hemp oil medication was procured and delivered within 2 days, and I have been on treatment for the past 3 months. I'm here to let everyone know that I am no longer a cancer patient. I have experienced a total change in my health with Dr. Rick Simpson Hemp Oil Service. For all cancer patients that live in the American region and Europe at large, get your hemp oil." Here another omega oil, neem oil. Nimbolide, a bioactive terpenoid compound found in neem oil, may shrink prostate tumors by as much as 70%, while suppressing metastasis by about 50% when taken orally for 3 months. The plant compounds have also shown potential as anti-colon cancer agents. Nimbolide also induces apoptosis in breast cancer, hepatocarcinoma, cervical cancer, choriocarcinoma, colon cancer, lymphoma, leukemia, and melanoma cells. Azidaristine, another compound in neem oil, shows similar effects in cervical cancer cells. Then here on black cumin, another omega oil. Timoquinone is a phytochemical compound found in black cumin, with a long history of medical use. The black cumin seeds have a notable tradition in natural medicine practices, mainly in South and Southeastern Asia, Arab Africa, and Mediterranean regions. In ancient Egypt, Greece, and Turkey, black cumin seeds were often used to treat a number of diseases and ailments. Research published in Drug Discovery Today concluded that, quote, "Timoquinone has a long history of battling cancer in vitro and in vivo, and modulates 9 of the 10 hallmarks of cancer. Timoquinone appears to be effective against cancers in the blood, lungs, kidney, pancreas, liver, prostate, breast, cervix, colon, and skin. The manifold curative and preventive power of black cumin oil is a reason why it was called a panacea, a cure-all, or in Arab, habach savda, or habat al-baraka, which means seeds of blessings. Nigella sativa is considered a prophetic medicine in Islamic culture. The Prophet Muhammad is often quoted of having said, "Nigella heals everything except death." Pancreatic cancer is one of the hardest cancers to cure, to diagnose, and to treat. The general survival rate is not more than 4.6%. The Black Human Center in the United States says here, Nigella sativa, however, has been proven to annihilate pancreatic tumor cells at a rate of 82%. So that means out of the 50,000 diagnosed, 41,000 will survive. And then here, a bit on sea buckthorn oil. Most of the work done in this area has been done with laboratory animals. A group in India at the Department of Radiation Biology, Institute of Nuclear Medicine and Allied Sciences in Delhi, has published several reports on the potential of sea buckthorn extract to protect the bone marrow from damage due to radiation. This group also showed that the extract may help faster recovery of bone marrow cells. In China, a study was done to demonstrate faster recovery of the hemopoietic system after high-dose chemotherapy in mice fed with sea buckthorn oil. The seed oil has been found to enhance non-specific immunity and to provide anti-tumor effects in preliminary laboratory studies. Aromatherapy deals with the complexity of nature. For modern science, it is natural to isolate compounds and to try to find the so-called active ingredients. However, increasing scientific research shows that the totality of an essential oil or a medicinal plant is often more than the parts. In many cases, isolated compounds identified as active ingredients do not have the same curative impact as their biochemical partners in a synergistic togetherness of compounds. This is well shown, for example, in bergamot oil and its powerful effects on neuroblastoma cancer, cancer of the nervous system. Bergamot essential oil has been found to inhibit the survival and proliferation of a certain type of neuroblastoma cells through the activation of multiple pathways leading to both necrotic and apoptotic cell death. Russo et al. In 2013 showed that the association of limonene in bergamot oil together with linaloyl acetate in bergamot oil, but not the exposure to the single compounds, caused significant cytotoxicity, suggesting for a major role of the combined action of these monoterpenes in cancer cell death induced by bergamot essential oil. This shows that the synergistic combined action of essential oils compounds often plays a major role in cancer cell death. To conclude, there's definitely more than just hope on the horizon for holistic healing of cancer. All this shows that we have reasons enough to use aromatherapy for prevention and even treatment of multiple forms of tumorous formations. But even though the research on cancer and essential oil is striking, standard mainstream cancer therapies and interest groups linked to them will continue to have a watchful eye on innovative treatments of such collective epidemics as cancer. The main reason for this resistance, we know this, is definitely financial. Natural remedies cannot be patented, and if collectively applied, this would mean enormous profit loss for the big pharma. Also, not to forget, for a medical doctor to propose to his patient to exchange mainstream allopathic therapies against natural solutions is for the majority too high of a risk. So essentially, it remains in the patient's hands to go for the alternative treatment. But according to statistics, up to 75% of people in the United States, for example, and certainly not much less in Western Europe, use already complementary and alternative medicine on a regular basis. And many of these people do so in order to fight cancer also. So then, there is hope on the horizon with more and more people on planet Earth looking out for nature as the best ally for healing. And with this, seeking a deeper meaning of life and its multiple challenges. I think time has come to dig into the hidden causes of diseases. And with that, as we humans have done with our research in physics and other sciences over the past decades, reach out to the quantum level of healing, and even beyond that, and understand the collective, the environmental, the social, and psycho-spiritual implications of our modern lifestyle. Let me conclude with some thoughts on cancer from Rudolf Steiner, founder of anthroposophy. Quote, "Tumorous formations of every kind arise primarily from the actual enmity of certain processes within the physical body against the action of the etheric body. These processes rebel, as it were, so that the etheric body ceases to act in certain regions of the physical body. The etheric body, however, has very great powers of regeneration, and the methods of spiritual science reveal that if it is possible to remove the hindrance and to expel the inimical action, the tumor can be overcome." End of quote. So again, Rudolf Steiner, in essence, emphasizes here the importance of our energy body, or body of light, This sounds like the photo repair of the human system on one side mentioned by Professor Popp, and the breakdown of the intercellular coherent light emission on the other side in case of cancer. Why should we not think of using more of those medicinal plants and their essential oils, which seem to have a direct connection with the reinforcement of the etheric or energy body in man due to their intrinsic connection with light, with prana, with ojas, with chi? In our modern combat against major plagues of our society, such as cancer, we better stretch out the hands of our soul to that invisible source of light, which was there since the beginning of time, and which Mother Nature, in her eternal grace, has since ever given to us, to the world of plants, in so many incredible ways. I think we are on our way to rediscover in an increasingly holistic way our deep connectedness with the healing power of nature. And we bow down in infinite gratitude to her. Humanity is on the way.